What is going on today, my guys? Today is June the 9th, Thursday, and guys, crazy day it was. Volatility hasn't slowed down very much. If you've been watching the market today, ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs per usual. Taking a look at Dow, S&P, and Nasdaq right now, they are a little bit green, but did finish the day. I believe it was 2% down across the board, and I mean I believe it's due to the fact that there's a lot of tension heading into tomorrow's Fed release of the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, which is it's gonna be a significant release and definitely have an impact on the direction of the market depending on what exactly is released in that Fed PR. So I mean, guys, yeah, like I said, today's just been ups and downs. Not much has changed fundamentally in the market. We're still seeing an extremely volatile state the market is in. Oil still over the 120 mark, right at 121 here in after hours. Still at a very stable range to continue to consolidate and head to the 130 range, in my opinion, because guys, like I said, oil tensions are not diminishing anytime soon, and I'll keep reminding you guys of that because, like I've talked about, any oil play that you're holding, whether it be like Marathon Oil, Tellurian, Bor, AMPY, um, Exxon, there's a multitude. There's a multitude from the high range, from the more expensive down to the penny stocks. There's opportunities there just as long as oil stays strong and tensions continue to increase, which is what they're doing at the moment. So keep an eye on oil. I'll keep giving you guys a friendly reminder of that. I'm still expecting 130 to be broken, and we could potentially see all-time highs heading into summer. This is all dictated on the tensions and whatnot, and uh, where the money wants to go, whether it be to the upside or the downside, just depending on news releases and whatnot. So you have to stay vigilant and be ready, because realistically anything can happen. But projections wise, for me, I do see 130 coming on the near horizon. Bitcoin still over 30,000, just in that consolidation range. It's really nice to see. Could the rug be pulled at any time? 100%. The whales control that market, so yeah, it's this one for sure is just completely whale manipulated. So it can run at any time, or it could rug pull at any time. But I like that there's a consolidation of 30,000, and let's continue to see that moving on into the future. Um, Looking at Gush, a slight pullback on the day, but still very high from where it was not too long ago, a few months ago, a month ago, in it right under the 250 range at 242. We got drip the inverse of it for the bearish side at $14. This is one to definitely keep an eye on when oil does pull back, guys. I highly recommend to keep an eye on this. When there's a significant pullback in oil off of any type of PR, news release, or anything like that, this one is definitely going to boom. So keep an eye on that, guys. Um, Natural gas, they're, I mean, hammered back to the upside. So yesterday there was that PR regarding a contract with three major natural gas producers, not major gas producers, but there's a PR talking about plans on providing the demand because of the supply issues, and that's what sent Boyle down, way down to the downside, close to like $100. And what a bounce back it was today. So it's it's still extremely volatile. Natural gas, oil, all those commodities in a very volatile state. Coal had a pullback. It was, I believe, at $22, the high of the day, if I'm not mistaken. Look at that, high of the day in the 23, and now finishing at $19. It's crazy stuff, guys. Ups and downs, ups and downs. Book your profit when you have it, and just be very patient in this market. That's like my best advice to you guys. Make sure to check out the stock twits, guys, and shoot a follow for live updates and opinions. Um, Obviously, trying to update you guys as much as possible. It's just been pretty hectic recently, so I do my best to give you guys my best analysis. Onward and upward, guys. Let's look at the SPY on the day. And as you guys can see, like I've talked about, this is no gimmick. This is no, I'm making shit up. I did say we are going to test that 400 level. I did say that I see that coming in the next few days or whatever, with the next few weeks even. But I did call this, guys. I did 100% give you guys this notification that this is going to happen. There's just too many. There's too many attentions. There's the big elephant in the room, inflation. Fundamentally, the market has not changed. So, obviously, we were floating around that 410 in the SPY area, and we were sort of consolidating for a few days. But it wasn't anything too significant to make a determination on what the direction was going to be. But personally, my direction that I made in my mind was to the bearish side, just because of the fact that market fundamentals have not changed. So, obviously we're still in a bear market. Look at this massive sell-off volume heading into close. Market just closed as we speak right now, right around the 401 and some change is where the SPY closed at. And I mean, guys, I gave this for sure, for sure. If you shorted the SPY, if you have SPY puts, this 100% is an absolute banger. Makes me kick myself. I wish I held my SPY puts a little bit longer, but I still booked profit, so profit is good. Who cares? We move on. We live another day, and we don't try to beat ourselves up too much about it, even though we still will, because that's what humans do, and we're flawed creatures. Moving on over to UVXY. Like I said, guys, with SPY pullback, UVXY is going to be an absolute banger. An absolute banger. And as you guys can see today, there was no justification for this to be dropping to the 1250 range. I mean, in terms of the market movement, we saw downside action, and this was trading sideways and to the downside. Very shocking, but also not shocking because this ETF is highly manipulated, extremely volatile, all that good stuff. But guys, anything beneath 15, I've been saying to accumulate as much as you can, because I do see this ETF being something that's going to break $20 in due time. And as you guys can see, after hours, it just closed at the 1360s level. And I'm very happy about that. I'm not holding UVXY right now. I booked my profit yesterday morning. Um, Kicking myself again. I should have just been accumulating this. I mean, I really had a stern outlook on where I projected the market to be going this week, and I mean, it's been unfolding, but I'm not in the damn position. So, but still, it's gratifying to me to know that I've been making these calls, and they've been pretty damn accurate based on my analysis and what I'm looking at, and just overall looking at the forecast of the overall market. I mean, we're just in a bearish sell-off state, and that's really all you can say about it, guys. I mean, more money is being put on the market going to the downside right now. I mean, that's just the bottom line. But like I said, guys, there's a lot of money to be made on the downside too, and UVXY is one of those plays, along with other ETFs to the downside like SQQQ, the Vixy, VIXY. There are other bearish ETFs that you could make a substantial amount of money to the downside too. And I think if you continue to diversify your strategies and whatnot, a lot of money can be made in both directions. So keep an eye on UVXY, guys. I did alert this when it was under $12 earlier today. So if you guys got that alert, you guys are rocking and rolling. And if you're in UVXY right now, if you're holding a bag, maybe a high average, just keep it, guys. I'm telling you, this thing is gonna blow because the market is gonna pull back to the downside. Jumping on over, gonna talk about a familiar name here, Tesla. This is one that I see a lot of opportunity when during the sell-off. I believe anything under the $600 range continue to accumulate. We're at 719 right now. I'm not sure what the after hours was. Close was 719. I'm not sure what the after hours close was. I believe it was to the downside, but anything under 700 in the 600s range, and even obviously beneath that, if it does get to that point, is a long and strong hold, in my opinion. If you're more short term, if you're a shorter, if you like to short shares and whatnot, this is a good opportunity here because heading into tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know if I see the market rallying. Yeah, it's a strong possibility. That is also a strong possibility because as we've seen, guys, the market has moved in ways that just don't make sense. It's been all over the place, and that's why I've always said expect the unexpected in this volatile state of a market, because it's proven that it'll take your analysis and whatever you think is going to happen and throw it out the window and do whatever it wants to do. So if you short this, I don't blame you. I do see Tesla falling back under the 600, the 700 into the 600s range again. CPI data, I don't know too much on that. It's the consumer price index regarding spendings and whatnot. I mean, I'm not too savvy on all that, but depending on whether that's good or bad, it's going to dictate where the market heads tomorrow. It's pretty significant. So, but Tesla, guys, this is one of those names that if you are long and strong, I do like this play a lot. If you're gonna accumulate shares, take it to the long side. Anything under the 700 range. So keep an eye on this play, guys. I really am positive about this company. They're obviously not going anywhere. They're expanding. They're expanding massively, um, and obviously annual earnings and growth is just exponentially crazy. So Tesla, guys, keep it on watch. Jumping on over to Affirm, another one that I'm long and strong about. We are approaching that range of accumulating shares to ride back to the upside. As you guys can see, we closed at $21 on the market. I'm not sure what the close was in after hours, but anything in that low 20s and anything in the teens is all about accumulation with Affirm too. Um, I'm still, my sentiment on this company has not changed. I'm still very bullish on the name. We have seen significant pullbacks in all these finance companies. Affirm is definitely one that I believe is going to be here and be here to stay for years to come, and one that I personally believe in quite significantly, and one that I made good profit on, guys. I rode this from $21 to $27. I believe it was 2 weeks ago or a week and a half. I forgot. Time is going by like nothing right now. But a lot of good opportunity here, guys. We're entering that reload stage, and let's just see what the movement does tomorrow. That'll obviously depend or dictate what the decision making is here, whether to enter a position or not. Because if we see the market sell off, this obviously showed us that it could go way low, and that's what it did. It went down to the 13s level, if I'm not mistaken. That was the all-time low when the market did have a dump. I forgot when that was exactly. I believe it was like a month and a half ago, but it did go down to the 13s range, and we just have to keep an eye on that type of stuff, guys. I mean, it's crazy how brutalized a lot of these legit names have been getting hammered to the downside, but it's just the reality of the market. The big money is obviously more towards the downside and shorting and puts and all that stuff. So obviously, I have to keep that in consideration. But Affirm is one of those names that I really do believe in, and I do believe that this is going to be a $30 stock when the market does rally back to the upside. So keep Affirm and Tesla on high alert. IMPP, jumping over back to this name. This is the one oil play that I've been talking about religiously as of recent times. And again, my sentiment really hasn't changed here. If we see 130 per barrel, guys, if we see 130 per barrel, this is going to continue through a dollar. Now, like I said before, I did alert this when it was 42 cents, and I don't see why not. Let's go back and let's go check this out real fast, because talk is cheap. Put your money where your mouth is. I just want to show you guys that this was, yeah. Let me show you guys. We're almost there. We're almost there. But this was one that, I mean, I was talking about religiously. I really like I really liked it, considering that it's a low floater. First price target is 60, holding my 42 average. Oil is rallying hard. That wasn't the initial alert. Hold, guys, a lot more on the horizon, holding my 43 average into next week. IMPP price target. Look at this, guys. Guys, I mean, again, This is May 26th. It's June 9th. We're talking about in a 2-week span, well over 100% return. And don't even get me started if you bought call options. That is beyond 100%. And I mean, guys, I just literally all I really want to do is provide this information to you guys. It's gratifying to me if I'm able to it's gratifying to me that I'm even able to provide you guys this analysis. I mean, this wasn't just make believe. I didn't think in my head, it's just a gamble or a risk. No, this is just pure analysis, looking at the price of crude oil and knowing that we're going to see a massive move to the upside, especially with OPEC and those supply issues. If you guys have been keeping up on the news and whatnot, so from 40 cents all the way, and it did push through 90 today. So even higher than 100%, guys. I mean, it's just it's all for you guys. This is who I do it for, and realistically, Impp is one of those names that I do see breaking through $1 as long as oil stays strong, which I do believe that's going to be the case with for at least 1 to 2 months from now, because the supply issues is still present, and that's not going to go away anytime soon. So keep a close eye on this name, guys. There's still opportunities for entries if you want to take a long. We have to keep a note. We have to take a mental note though on this dollar level. If we break and consolidate around that level and see a nice move to the upside from there, that's very good news. But that mental key level at $1 is what I want to see be conquered. And I mean, I probably will hop back in. I don't see why not. Take a nice position here and ride it to the upside with oil volatility. The volume has been pouring in, so why not, guys? Why not? So I hope you guys have been on this alert and rocking and rolling. Last but not least, gonna talk about IMTE, and this is one that has kicked my ass today. I am down like north of 20% in my position. And like I said, guys, I want to be transparent with you, and I want to share my losses and my mistakes that I made. I didn't abide by my few rules. I got a little too trigger happy with this. I was pulling the trigger a little bit too much. And realistically, I should have taken a couple days to watch the price action after that massive drop yesterday off of essentially no news. It was mainly just insider shorting. Insider shorting, institutional shorting, big buyer shorting. And let me show you guys right here. I found this application online or this website, but talking about the short volume. And just look at this, guys. I mean, the short volume is absolutely massive. As you guys can see, there's been massive shorts loading over the past week or so, and look at this volume here. I mean, this is just insane. But what this signifies to me the most, and look at the short volume percentage. What this signifies the most to me is that we are going to see a short squeeze of massive proportions here. And I'm not saying that like hoping like it's gonna happen. I'm just looking at the numbers, and I'm seeing in my mind that I've seen plays like this get shorted, and they have had their days where they've ran like crazy. We closed at the 260 mark right here, right? $2.60. Could we see lower than this? Who the hell knows, guys? Who the hell knows? We are not those institutional buyers. We are not those huge buyers dictating the price action of the stock. We are just retail investors trying to make a quick buck in the market. And for me personally, this is a great entry. I still believe right now in the 260s, and if it drops any further, is continue to accumulate range. Today there was some news. There was some decent PR. I mean, it wasn't a negative PR at all, but what was failed to be mentioned was the dark pool shorting, though, which is the shorting that's done off exchange for big buyers and institutions and all that good stuff. They're the ones that are dictating the price action, and that's why we saw the price action that we did today. Now, I mean, we jumped to like 360, 370 when the market initially opened, and my average at that time was like in the 380s. I could have easily booked a small loss and gotten out, but I didn't. And I am like at the end of the day, am I upset with myself? No. Um, Do I wish I did things a little bit better there? 100%. I think keeping between 5-10% stop loss is extremely important just for this particular reason, because this massive manipulation pulled it down to these 260s in not all-time lows, but in 52-week lows, 100% 52-week lows. And I mean, guys, it's a low floater, and this could easily happen with this name. Did I expect this to happen back-to-back days? I mean, yesterday was like a 60% drop, and then today was like almost a 30% drop. I didn't see that coming, but we have to expect the unexpected. You have to protect yourself. I didn't protect myself, quite frankly. I do have a sizable unrealized loss right now, but I am holding my full position. I wouldn't consider it too much of bag holding, but because I do see this as being a swing trade that can easily hit 350 to 450 within the next couple of days when it does squeeze back to the upside. So I do see Profitville coming on the near horizon. We just obviously have to be patient, guys. And if you're holding this play, I 100% believe in it. I've been watching it since early January, and I've seen these rises. And a lot of this is just massive insider shorting, but they have to cover. And when that happens, when they buy back those shares, this is going to skyrocket. I'm telling you. I mean, like Blue Water Vaccines was one of those similar plays that I mentioned, uh, on my stock twits. Blue Water Vaccines was insider shorting up the wazoo. So and I was so bullish on the name, but it kept dropping for consecutive days. And, I was down and out and I was kicking myself, but realistically, I stuck to my plan and it skyrocketed back to the upside because shorts covered, momentum poured back into the stock to the upside. And that's something that can happen here very easily, guys, very easily. We're gonna see a move to the north side. It may not be tomorrow. We may see new lows tomorrow. I don't know. But realistically, in the coming week or so, we will see that north side move. So keep IMTE on watch, guys. If you don't have a position in it, keep it on watch to enter. If you do have a position in it, be patient with me. Everything will work out. I promise you guys. Just a quick recap. We talked about the SPY, talked about UVXY. SPY retested that 400 level just like I talked about, and I do see it breaking lower. It's possible. But obviously the market's unpredictable, so be prepared for that. UVXY, in that case, will be skyrocketing. Talked about Tesla and Affrm to keep an eye on for accumulating to for a long swing or a short-term swing. I really like these two names. Talked about IMPP with oil strength, and talked about the low floater IMTE, which has been brutalized by institutional and insider shorting. That I am fully vested in, and I'm ready to see this move back to the upside. I love this name. I love plays like this that have been absolutely brutalized to the downside because and especially when they're tiny floats. I like that when there's limited shares outstanding available to be purchased. When the momentum does come back in, it sends them parabolic. So on the conservative side, I do see $4 coming soon. And without further ado, guys, if you enjoyed this content, please do subscribe to the channel and like the videos. I appreciate all the support. I'm at 51 subscribers, if I'm not mistaken, on my YouTube. And I mean, it's like this whole thing of me doing this is not possible without you guys. And I appreciate every single one of you for checking out my videos. And I mean, I've seen some kind words being said to me, and I really appreciate that, guys. It means a lot. Each and every one of you that are watching this, it means a lot that you're here. And guys, I do this all for you, like I said, and make sure to check out the stock twits and follow here. I try to update you guys as much as possible with accurate analysis and whatnot. So, yeah, guys, that's really all we have today. Just watch out for the CPI Fed release tomorrow, Consumer Price Index, and we'll see what the market decides to do. And that's pretty much all I have. Get some good rest. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.